adjust that there, adjust that there. Oh, I'm missing a book. Oh my gosh, ice cream van, really? Be feeding and reading, feed and read, feed and read, feed and read, feed and read, read and feed, feed and read. And hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess. I'm also known as the Fat Funny One, and this is July's book review. If you have seen my June book review, so what I did was discuss the books that I'd been reading in June, also kind of just an extra of like the best books I've ever read, and then what I'm reading for July. I will link it up there somewhere, so you'll be able to see those. So I'm going to review the books that I read then, plan to read in June, read in June, you know what I mean, and then the books that I'm going to be reading for this month in July. I've realised that I've started to have a bit of a theme with my books. So there's been 3 books that I probably reach for each month, and I realised that one is normally a fictional book, a storybook, amazing. One is normally probably a bit autobiographical, like an autobiography, or just one about a particular person's journey, maybe someone who I'm going to be inspired by. And then the other one is normally money focused or business focused, so I can kind of read them at the same time because they're all completely different subjects. So it's not like reading a storybook and then getting all the characters mixed up, so it's really easy for me to keep track. So the fictional book that I read last month was Tell Me Your Secret by Dorothy Comson. Guys, this book, let me tell you about this book here, yeah. I came downstairs at one point and I was talking to Trevor and I was like, oh my gosh, I was just reading the characters' names. I was like, I can't believe it. It is just brilliant. Like, honestly, Dorothy Comson is one of the best authors anyway, and I think I said that, proper fangirl of hers. Like, I absolutely adore her. One of my fictional books to read for July is one of hers again. It's so good. It's actually been picked up by a producer to become a series, which I am not surprised about, because honestly, every chapter, at the end of every chapter, I read it in 2 days. It is not a small book. It's not a small book. I read it in 2 days. That is how obsessed with it I was. I was like, I'd get to the end of a chapter, you know when you're reading a book and you're like, this is really good, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed after this chapter. Then get to the end of the chapter and I was like, no, like I found myself like almost skimming through the pages to find out what happened next because it was so good. I really loved this book, right? I cannot wait for a series of this to come out because it's going to just be incredible. So yeah, definitely a brilliant read. The other book that I read, well, this is my money focused book, is this, and it is You Are Not Broke, You Are Pre-Rich. You can tell, look, I've got some like, what are they called, little post-it stickers. I didn't read all of it straight through, and I don't think it's a book that you really read like that. It's definitely one for reference. So for example, it's a lot about financial literacy, learning all of the things that maybe you don't know. What's an ISA, what's interest, why do you need to know that, bits about mortgage, bits about saving, business investments. So this bit here was about, I think, about investments, something I want to know a bit more about, and I kind of skipped to that. It's really good. It has got a really good index and contents page, so if there's something in particular you want to kind of reach for. So yeah, not necessarily one you'd read all the way through, but definitely one that I will refer back to, one that I will look for. And it's almost like, I guess, like your money encyclopedia. If there was something that you wanted to know and you suddenly thought, oh, let me go and have a read of that, so it kind of explains it really well, then this is probably your book. I am enjoying it. I've read the investments bit, I read the beginning. There's another bit about, I think it was about premium bonds and pensions, and just bits that I wanted to know more about. I didn't really understand. I want to get my financial literacy high. I want to know all these things. So yeah, good read. Not necessarily one you'd read all the way through, but definitely one that you will keep for reference. And then the last book that I read, and this one is I Am Not Your Baby Mother by Candice Brathwaite. Candice is my friend, and I promised myself I wouldn't cry when I did this, but this book is incredible. Now, look, I can't even explain to you how much of it I could relate to, and that's not even just knowing her, but just because it was so real, so raw, and just so informative. And I think even if you are not a Black British mother, but you are someone who, just a human, like you need to read this book, because it definitely makes you consider your own biases, your own unconscious bias, your own thought process about when you see people, when you judge people, because we all do it. And it is just, it's an incredible read, it's an inspiring read. And yeah, I cried when I finished it. I honestly loved it. So yeah, absolute must read for everyone. So yeah, absolute must have. June knocked it out the park in terms of books. So July, what am I reading for July? So my fictional read for July is another Dorothy Comson book, brand new. It is out on the 26th of July and I have kindly been gifted a cheeky pressed copy. But it is All My Lies Are True, and it is the sequel to Ice Cream Girls. I cannot wait to read this. I need to quickly remind myself about Ice Cream Girls. I'm going to hopefully try and read that too. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this. Like, this is the first sequel Dorothy's ever written to a book. All her books have kind of been one-offs, and you always wonder what happened to those characters. So there are no words. Look, I'm so excited and I cannot wait. The only downside to being this excited is my expectations are like super high, and I just don't want to be let down. And I don't think I will be, because she is an incredible author. But yeah, that is my July fictional read. Now my money book for this month is this one. It is Real Life Money by Claire Seal. Now Claire is amazing. I have followed Claire on Instagram before I knew it was Claire. So she had an anonymous Instagram account under My Frugal Year. I followed her because she had just great hints and tips about money. I shared my own debt journey and she followed me and we had some interaction and she was lovely. And then her book came out and then she revealed who she was, and I loved her anyway, and now I love her even more. But I am really happy with this. Claire did kindly give me this copy, however I did pay it forward and I bought 2 copies because she has a scheme running that if someone cannot afford to purchase the book, they will be gifted one. And so I bought 2 copies to be put into that program so that 2 people who are unable to afford it at this moment will be able to get a copy. Looking forward to getting into this. Claire's really honest about her journey. She shares all her figures on her Instagram page. I will pop her handle here, so have a look and check her out. But yeah, really looking forward to reading this. I think because I'm following her journey already, it's going to be really insightful. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, so I will report back in August and let you know how this was. Now my final book isn't necessarily kind of like an autobiography, but it was recommended by a lovely friend called Ashley. Hi Ashley. And I am really looking forward to reading it, and it is Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay, and I have heard such good things about this book. I'm not really sure what it's about. I'm not really sure if it is like autobiographical or I think it is kind of about Roxane. I'm not really sure. I think it's like essays or whatever. Anyway, it was recommended to me. I then started looking at reviews. People were raving about it. I was on it. But yeah, if you have read this book, let me know in the comments what you thought. If not, I've heard it's really good, so we'll see, won't we, in August. I also randomly, as a bonus read or listen, have been listening to an audiobook by Brené Brown. I did mention her in my previous video about Daring Greatly, but actually I have been listening to this, Braving the Wilderness by Brené Brown. And I have listened to this before and I'm not really sure why, and I couldn't really remember it very well, so I've revisited it and I've listened to it again. Very similar to Daring Greatly, but a little bit different, and I quite like that it's slightly different. There is a little bit of a crossover. Out of the 2, I'd probably recommend Daring Greatly more so, but I am really enjoying listening to this one at the moment, so it's kind of like my bonus listen while I'm cleaning or cooking, or I'm not really going anywhere in the car at the moment, but I'm trying to listen when I can't physically read a book. I hope you enjoyed that, my little mini review and what I'm going to be reading in July. Like before, if you've got any recommendations for my August reads, please put them below, and hopefully we can get through them all together and we can get some really good reads. Anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Please do again comment all your recommendations below, and I will be back in the beginning of August with what I'm reading for August and a review on the books that I've read for July. And yeah, I think that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know the drill. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.